The following program is a Nighthawk Network presentation.
What up, though, people? What's happening? Your boy E-Buck in the building, producing and co-hosting as I do. And of course, we doing that thing we call the Groove Sports Session as we do every Wednesday, talking sports with y'all. Cannot get it done properly. I could do it, just wouldn't be as good without my brother over there, young Hugh Lee. What's happening?
Hey, what's good, man? A lot to talk about this day,
Heck
man.
yeah, so we ain't gonna even hold him up. Okay, but before we even go there, we gonna get something out the way. Look, man, hockey season start next Thursday. You ready? He is not ready. Okay, so are we officially going to stop talking hockey on the show?
We could talk about some key vocal points and things that we like to see, and some landmark history things, or like if they make accomplishments. Of
We
course, we
promised
can
the people we would
address
talk
some of that.
hockey. So
Mhm.
I'm going to challenge you to find one thing every week to say about hockey. And I'm
Yeah,
going to
that's perfect. That's perfect. That'll be
that,
perfect.
that makes us good on our promise.
Yeah, that'll at least be
Season
something we
start
can
next
roll on.
Thursday, y'all. Good luck to the Red Wings. That's all we got. All right, now let's roll.
All right, man. I want to start off by talking about what's going on in the MLB right now, man. The MLB wild card is going on, in case
70.
people didn't know it. And there's been actually some pretty interesting things going on, man. We can do
Agreed.
a recap too of yesterday. Detroit Tigers won against Cleveland 2-1, and
School,
then San Diego lost to the Chicago Cubs. That was a pretty crazy game because it was pretty much the Padres had the game, and then two back-to-back home runs cost them the loss in that game, and that was 3-1. New York Yankees lost to the Boston Red Sox 3-1, and then
Christ.
it was just like basically a game where when you seen this game, you kind of figured it was over like soon as it started with the Reds and the Cubs, the Reds and the Dodgers, and that game was like 10-5. So I basically wasn't really interested. And then at least the Reds tried to make it interesting when they got those 5 runs, but it was just too much firepower over there when it came with the Dodgers, man. It wasn't even close. And I didn't even look at it like it was a close game.
That game was not a close game. That 10-5 score don't even indicate it. They let up off the gas about the seventh inning when Otani hit the second home run, and man, did he mash that boy. It
Yeah,
was
he
a
was
wrap.
hitting the
If
boys
they
out the
don't win
park,
tonight,
man.
I'll be stunned.
Oh man, come on now, man. Feel like Cincinnati Reds played good, man. They got a really good young team, but then they still need a lot of good prospects and a lot of trades. And I don't think they got the money financially to be trying to go toe to
No,
toe
they
with the
ain't gonna
Yankees.
do it.
With the
I would
Dodgers.
love to perch a couple of them people off that squad. Hunter Green, he a damn good pitcher for y'all that's not familiar. And of course, we all know about the legend that's becoming Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah,
That dude, any team would be very lucky to have him.
he eventually will go to another team once. He
Yeah, he gonna
created
end up on
something.
one of the big markets. We know it.
Yeah, and it's like it's bound to come. It's just that we enjoy right now with him being a prospect with one of the teams, one of the more low market teams like the Cincinnati Reds, but eventually he will break out
Right.
and
I
he
mean,
will
it's
be a
sad.
big
Teams like
market.
that, teams like Kansas City, Bobby Witt Jr., and people like, I mean, teams like Pittsburgh and Skeens. Enjoy these people while you can, because more than
Yeah,
likely they gonna be up out of there.
because you could definitely see it coming, man. It's just only a moment of time, especially with the big market money teams, man.
Absolutely.
Are the Dodgers going to spend more money, or some of the other teams who got deep
Right.
pockets going to, start, digging deeper for this talent? And yeah, man, I want to even put you up on some of the stuff that happened. If you at least if you want to talk about some of the things too right now, what happened yesterday, because it was funny too, because I seen Stephen A was really pissed off with how they deal with the Yankees. I just thought Aaron Boone, I had question marks in the game. It's like you had Max Fried, who was just balling out of control. He couldn't be hit, man. And you just put him out the game. And they know that their bullpen not as good as it used to be in the past. Ian, that was my problem. And you ain't even let Jazz Chisholm really get a chance to shine. So it was some question marks. And I'm starting to think too, E-Man. But I've been telling you this. But you know I'm a Yankees advocate. I've been saying they needed to get rid of Booms, man.
You ain't no damn advocate. You love them niggas. You love them damn Yankees. Anyway, yeah. If they don't win this series, Boone got to go.
He got to go. He got to go.
I mean, I don't even go as far as say if they don't win the World Series, he got to go.
Yeah, it's about that time, man.
They gave him more than enough rope.
Yeah, I think that he's better off being an announcer versus him being a coach right now. That's just
as he was before he took the job. Yes, sir.
Man,
okay, just to touch on the other teams right quick. The Reds, thanks for participating. You like I said, we was both surprised the Dodgers was even in this division.
Yeah, that was a shocker.
Again, much like the Tigers, but because the Tigers was playing so bad, people weren't paying attention to the fact the Dodgers, they kind of tanked a little bit them last month.
They tanked big time, man. A lot of people ain't realized that, man. I think they only won maybe a game or two more than the Detroit Tigers, man. You had teams who was trying to make it in, but and we seen a big run from the Arizona Diamondbacks. It was just too little, too late. They ran out of gas. And then that's how the Cincinnati Reds got in. But it was like you said, man, thank you for, even being in the wild card round. And, that's just a consolation prize because they'll be gone. And I'm looking at the Detroit Tigers now. I'm thinking that they're going to be one of those teams just participating into this game right now, too.
I mean, bottom line is at one point, Tigers was ahead of everybody. Best team in baseball. This last month and a half, they basically went from averaging 6 runs a game to about 2.5 runs a game. The problem ain't the pitch. I mean, every 9 in the pitching gonna have a day like they did today. I mean, bottom line, I blame today on the manager. And usually AJ Hinch makes all the right moves. Today he did not.
Yes, absolutely.
Putting Troy Milton in, a kid who just basically came up from AA ball a couple months ago.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's very similar to what he did last year when he put Jackson Jobe in that Houston series and he wasn't ready. That was a bad dude. I mean, pitch the kid, but you probably should have pitched him after the 4th inning when you took out Mr. Mize. I think that'd been a more comfortable spot to bring him in. But no, putting him in that situation, the 8th inning in the 1-1 game, yeah, you got what you deserve. And bottom line is now we got to depend on Flaherty tomorrow. I'm not liking our chances.
Yeah, I definitely feel like we'll be done.
Bottom line, if we don't have 3 runs or more by the 5th inning, it's a wrap.
I already seen it. I was actually surprised they made it, and I'm not surprised that they'll be
right. And in the end, even if we do squeak it out against Cleveland, who kind of cheats offensively themselves right now, we got Seattle next.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's just whoever won, it was just a consolation prize because going up against Seattle, and we was definitely going to talk about that. I feel like they're the most dangerous team in the AL right now, and I believe they're probably one of the main teams, who can probably compete with the NL teams that's playing right now.
I mean, because right now with Seattle being where they are, with them having home field advantage, as long as they got that, I like their chance. And right now, the MVP is definitely Big Dumper. No question.
Absolutely. I feel like, and what it's funny too, what it seems like, man? It seems like deja vu from what happened in WNBA to the MLB. It was all Aaron Judge's until he got injured. And when he got injured, it was just a whole nother level for Cal Riley. And that's why I say, man, it wouldn't be fair for them to have him as an MVP when he was hurt for so long. So, yeah, it's definitely Kyle Riley, who definitely was well-deserving of it, too. And, that's a dangerous team, man. And I want to see what's going to happen. And I actually feel like, too, man, and I know you probably don't think I'm crazy with this, too. Whoever come out of that Yankee-Boston series, it don't seem like they got enough manpower to go up against the Blue Jays either.
Well, I'm going to say if it's the Red Sox, I kind of like their chances to keep it interesting because at the end they got 2 good starting pitchers and Chapman is dominant. We know this.
Yeah, and it's funny too, because I know it was like a spit in the face to the Yankees yesterday that Chapman clowned like he did, but I was just saying, I don't know what the situation was between him and the Yankees, but he's been like on a whole nother level since he left. So yeah, man, that's the Chapman I expected with the Yankees,
Right, and if it come down to him tonight, because he will pitch again tonight. If
they don't.
it's a wrap.
Absolutely. I'm going to update the people too on the games today. The two games that actually went on, the Tigers got blew out 6-1, and that's what we was talking about. The pitch has been good, but the offense has been just stagnant and they've been dead. And they just can't get no runs. That's why when Scuba was there, that 2-1 victory is because of how dominant his pitcher was. But we can't hit worth a damn right now.
When you leave 10 people on base in that game, that's your story. Because in the end, when the Guardians finally did get some people on base, they got them off base. It took one good inning. One good inning finished the Tigers every time now.
And then you had the game with the Padres and the Cubs. It was the other way around this time. The Padres said, hey, y'all embarrassed us yesterday,
All
but
the
they
series,
blanked
that's
us
the
today.
one where I'm kind of like, pick them. I can see either one of them teams winning tomorrow.
Any of them, man. And but they're going back to San Diego, aren't they?
No, that's the thing about this wild card round. If you have the higher seed, all the games is in your stadium. That would definitely benefit the Tigers if that was the case tomorrow.
Yeah, because like you said, I definitely don't see.
Shout out to Cleveland Indians. That crowd has been very, very vibrant these last couple of days.
Yeah. So I definitely feel like they'll be out of here after that. But then this one's a toss up because the Padres and the Cubs got two good, solid teams, and that's another team who compete in the NL who could shock somebody, man. Because they're not afraid of nobody, and they got the good pitching. They did some good moves when it came to the trade deadline too to make their team even better as far as the bullpen and their pitching. So
right. And the Padres got some good young veterans. That's what's missing from that Tiger team right now. Because in the end, you got Riley Green and Torkelson and all that, but no, they need a couple of people to really spark what go on there. And right now they don't have that. So definitely needs to be some moves made by that front office next season, and not so much pitching, pretty much more so the hitting.
They definitely need some hitting, man. You know who really stood out to me, man? And I think they got him in a trade too. The kid Mason Miller, man. That dude got a cannon of an arm, man. The Padres. He actually played pretty good, but then it was just a lot of good acquisitions to both teams. That why I think that this Cubs and San Diego is like one of the best series too, because they're more or less evenly matched.
Right. I mean, because when you look at the veterans, like on the Cubs, you got the former Tiger Matthew Boyd. And then, of course, on the Padres, you got Yu Darvish, who always kind of been something great waiting to happen. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to that third game. That could go either way.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely enjoying this too. It's a very good time of year, man. Me being a horror movie fan, as soon as the day dropped, I was just giggling. Fear Fest is on all the way to the end of the month. Heck, I think they even have a Fear Fest hangover where you can watch it 2 extra days in November. And then now you got the baseball, you got the WNBA, and then you got football, you got the college, you got the basketball about to come back on. But
training camp started this week, yes, sir.
Speaking of, we will get into some of the other games. Well, we'll probably be able to get into the other baseball game before we get off the air, possibly. But yeah, man, I want to talk about the WNBA because I know that was something I know that you really want to talk about right now because there was a lot of crazy things going on. We could take it back to the semifinals where, you had the game where when I just really felt like that was a crazy game when Afisha Collar got hurt at the end of the game. They called a lot of fouls, but they wasn't calling it the Minnesota Lynx way. That was kind of suspect to me. I never really got a chance to talk to you about that, but I was thinking on some of the plays like, damn, that was a foul. Why are they not calling foul? But we've said that before in some WNBA game, period. Like, that was clearly a foul. And it's just like they had a naked eye. It's like, are you guys really just turning and trying to just call the fouls who you think it benefits or what, man? But the WNBA got to do better as far as officiating and the leadership, man. And it's been really getting chippy, man, because definitely after what your girl, after that series said, Afisha Collar and their coach for the actual Lynx, she got suspended for what she said, but I definitely have to agree with her with the officiating. And Cheryl was definitely right about what she said. I was just surprised in how they handling these things right now.
I mean, Cheryl Reeves, multi-time world champion coach for Minnesota Lynx. I think part of her frustration not only was what happened that game, but what has happened to them in the playoffs the last couple years.
Yeah.
Remember, let's go back to the finals last
Oh
year.
man, that should have
There's
definitely
definitely some questionable calls in that game
absolutely,
5 that
absolutely.
probably cost them a championship. They probably should have beat New York in that game 5. It shouldn't even went to overtime.
Question: do you think that it's kind of like the conspiracy at the time when we used to see the Pistons and they'd be like, well, man, you know, we really have issues and what's going on, and the
No,
referees seemed like they were like,
I don't. I think the issue is the fact that unlike the NBA and the NFL, where you got officials and that's their full time work,
mhm,
in the WNBA you don't have officials with full time. I mean, think about what they pay the players.
yeah, so you know
Obviously,
they ain't been officiating about
there's
it.
probably officials that make more money than in the NBA than some of the players do in the WNBA.
And you know
So
that's the thing, E. That's why
I
when
know that's the case in the NFL with the referees. So
that's when the collective bargaining agreement got to come in, man.
right,
And I believe something
which is
gonna happen.
another point of contention where we get to the whole Nafisha Collier thing. Talk about that.
Nafisha Collier, man, with her injury, man, I was disappointed because that kind of take away from that series. But at the same time, I respect what she said too. She said that she had to talk with the commissioner and things need to be better, you know, and they need to improve around the league. I didn't know that she was gonna bring up the private conversation they had. So I was really surprised with that, man. I thought that was actually really intriguing, but it was definitely worth, you know, hearing from her too. And then, you know, she was like, well, I was surprised that she would even have our personal conversation and put it out there like that. And she didn't really say too much about it. Would she say she was heartbroken or, you know, something crazy like that? But then we just looked at it at first because we didn't think that she was going to come off like that and definitely tell the private conversation that they had with each other. But then when she said what she said and got off her chest, a lot of even the talking heads were even talking about it too. And they said, they just need to go ahead and fire Kathy Engelberg, man. And I was like, well, nah, I believe they should try to get some type of, you know, compromise with the CBA and try to figure out what they're going to do with everything as far as moving forward with the WNBA. They got a lot of stuff to fix over there, but what are your thoughts about how Nafisha Collier handled everything? Because I feel like she got a lot of people who supported her and got her back in this, man. A lot of the WNBA players came out and had something to say about it in full support.
Okay, let me break it down. First of all, Nafisha Collier, kid from Missouri. We might be related even. Cousins, let me know what's up with that. But anyway, here's the deal. This young lady is not known for being a boisterous person or a person that articulates a lot. Okay, she's more of a leader by example type of leader. But as time has gone on, people have pulled that out of her. That started in her days at UConn, where Coach Auriemma was like, "Look, you one of the leaders on this squad. You got to speak up and be vocal and whatnot," and that has served her well. Also understand, good people, that Nafisha Collier is not just only one of the top 3 players in the WNBA. No question about that. Because bottom line, if Asia Wilson wasn't the MVP, it probably would have been Nafisha. But also remember, she's not just that, she's also one of the key representatives for the Players Association. But also, she's a boss in her own right because remember, she is one of the founders of the Unrivaled League.
Yeah.
So don't look at her as basic player A that don't understand how the business of this work. She very much understands how the business of this work because she deals with that outside of that. Now, I think part of what happened here, because if you remember a couple weeks ago, it was put out there that the WNBA would prefer that the players in the W not play in the Unrivaled League, which I think is total BS, by the way.
Absolutely.
I mean, because think about it. One, Unrivaled League pays more than WNBA. 2, they not only do that, they guarantee all their contracts. 3, if you get hurt in the Unrivaled League, as 2 people did this year, guess what? They paid their WNBA salary also.
How awesome is that, bro?
WNBA ain't about to do that for players.
Not at all. Not whatsoever.
I mean, so there's that issue of it. And then also the fact that in those private conversations, I think she felt some type of way about how it was presented to her. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess the commissioner thought, yeah, she chill like that. She ain't gonna say nothing. So she said those things. Keep in mind, in the statement that she made, and I think I actually say that statement. Give me a
She
second.
really had a lot of cojones to say what she said about Caitlin Clark and just the women in general.
Let me see. Okay. According to the commissioner, this was her statement. I have the utmost respect for Nafisha Collier and for all the players in the WNBA. Together, we have all worked tirelessly to transform the league. My focus remains on ensuring a bright future for the players in the WNBA, including collaborating on how we continue to elevate the game. I am disheartened by how Nafisha characterized our conversations in league leadership. But even when our perspectives differ, my commitment to the players and to this work will not waver. Does any of that sound like she didn't say what she said?
Not at all, man. It
And the
definitely.
fact that you making a public statement about that particular player and you refer to her as Nafisha as opposed to Nafisha Collier or call, as most commissioners probably would do, you felt a little too comfortable in that combo. That's why you said what you said, because you meant what you said, and you
Yeah.
figured Nafisha was quiet like that. She wasn't gonna say nothing.
Because what she say, they should be happy with the opportunity, and they
Right.
should, be,
I bet you wouldn't have said that the Angel reached like that.
she basically was saying, remember what she said about Caitlin Clark? She should be on her knees and praying and thankful for what we did for her with the revenue she's making
The
off.
economy boost that young lady and Angel Reese alone, them two people alone have brought to this league is very fundamental. That's why Chicago, you got some interesting decisions to make in the offseason.
Yeah.
And speaking of this, can we get to some of this real quick? Like,
Yeah.
here we go already, Hugh. The finals ain't even started yet. And we already got 3 coaches up out of here. And maybe possibly a 4th.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised, man. It's kind of no, I am surprised because remember last year we felt like T. Witherspoon definitely shouldn't have been fired because those,
No.
they was gelling in the right direction. Just imagine if she would have stayed, man. I believe they would have been in playoff contention possibly. And then you had a lot of the issues with some of the other coaches, some of the good coaches too. But then remember, we talked about Seattle. I said Seattle is one of them teams who can beat any team on any given day, but then sometimes they don't play up to competition. And that's when I've seen the information when you told me that the coach decided not to come back, which they was already going to cut ties with her.
Yeah, like I said, I think she had issues with several players. Again, I believe that's why Jewel Lloyd wanted out of Seattle in the first place. She was one of the main reasons, if not the main reason.
And
But
then
of
you
course,
have the Liberty coach leaving, and then you
now
turn
that one was a shocker
that really caught me off guard.
because she's won 3 championships herself, and she's a damn good coach. She'll definitely catch on with one of these new teams more than likely, if not as the coach, as the assistant coach. And
I
of
knew
course, one of the firings that I called for damn near day one.
I'll just go get on that. We kind of figured he was going to be out of there.
He had to go, Hugh. He got that job because his guy, the general manager, that was his guy. So he tried him out. We seen that first time when he was talking. Remember that about 5 games in, he was talking, and this was your girl.
Oh, Paige Becker?
Yep, that ain't gonna work. Right? Now understand, this comes from a perspective of a person who's not only played with one of the greatest coaches of all time, but also when she missed her 1 year, was actually a pseudo coach on said squad. So she knows some stuff about that part of it. Long story short, yeah, she wasn't happy. Arika wasn't happy. He had to go.
Arika went home, girl, too,
He
man.
mismanaged the players he had. They got rid of the wrong people. It was just a whole cluster of bad decisions over there in Dallas.
I believe some of it was because Ogumawale was hurt too, but then at the same time, I don't think that he was using her like he should have at
No.
the point executing her strengths. And that was something we seen because we kept asking, what's wrong with her? She's not injured anymore. Why is it not clicking? And then when she finally got into her own, it was still too little too late because we already knew they wasn't going nowhere.
Right. I mean, because bottom line, the other decision that's probably going to have to be made is once they figure out who that coach is and they try this again next year, if that ain't gelling, somebody got to go.
Yeah.
And the way the money work is probably going to be a recap.
She can go over to one of them veteran teams and help a team a whole lot.
Bottom line, Paige going to bring more dollars to the table.
All right, E-Man. I want to talk about some more things too. If you want, we can continue to talk about some of the stuff in the WNBA.
Okay,
Or
well, let me go here before we go there. Chicago, what the hell you waiting on? Him got to go too. Bye, Marsh. Bye, bye. You probably worse than that dude.
the finals been on. Like it's been pretty good now to see who's in there. Now that we know who the final teams are, because of course, um, I was surprised at first too because the Fever gave the Aces everything they could handle and then some. It was just sad to see, Kelsey Mitchell get hurt. And at first I was scared too because Kelsey Gray got hurt. I said, man, those injuries look like they were going to start piling up. When she came back, I could actually say at this point that Asia definitely helped keep that team on her back, man. But she had a little support in this game, and I was definitely excited to see that. But it took everything out of those girls in Las Vegas to handle them too, man. But yeah, you still got a team in the Phoenix Mercury, man, who's not really well rested, but then they got a decent amount of rest before they play that game. So, yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting series because it's crazy, too, because they blew up that team in Connecticut, which we know now why, because they're about to go to Boston, and sell
Mhm.
that team. But then, Alicia Thomas, and, she should be definitely thanking them. And Satu Sabali for Dallas, the teams who both did bad, they should be thanking them for this opportunity.
Right, and I thought about that last night I was watching that game. Dallas really messed up bad. Think about it. You got Phoenix Mercury, who of course has Satu Sabali, who was in Dallas. You
Mhm.
also got over there Kalani Brown, also who was in Dallas. And then of course you got the Aces over there, and they got Alyssa Smith, who was in Dallas. So and then you look at the team they beat last night, Indiana, who had Natasha Howard, who was in Dallas. I mean, this was like in recent times, like in the last year or so. They should have had a way better squad than they ended up with.
Yeah.
And let's not even talk about the mismanagement in the whole Dejanay Carrington trade. That trade probably should have never happened to begin with.
Just really surprised at how everything unfolded too, because man, we gonna really have a good series too going on in the Mercury. For,
Right. Because remember, y'all, this is the first time ever in the history of WNBA where they're gonna have a best of 7 series for the finals.
and then the Mercury when they eliminated the Liberty, man, that caught me off guard, because we definitely thought like it was gonna be a close one, but then to beat up on the Liberty like they did. And that really made for me to think about too, like, yeah, it ain't gonna just be no walk in the park for the Aces, man. And it's cool too because you have a team who's been in the WNBA finals 3 of the last 4 years too. And you had an MVP who's making the comeback and going to the finals once again. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen and how this gonna, break out.
I mean, the key for the Mercury is to get quality minutes out of their bench because they definitely will pay more people and more often people on their bench than the Aces do. Aces pretty much go with the starters and mix in people here and there. And of course, you got Jewel Lloyd, so they kind of almost got like 6 starters, but then there's like a couple people they kind of sprinkle in. But for the most part, you're going to get the starters most of the time. And in the end, like I said, Asia Wilson just would not let them lose, especially last
I
night.
think so, man. That girl.
And I loved her attitude when she talked about it at the end of the game. She brought everybody in like, no, we're not gonna have no interview with me. I didn't do this by myself. This whole team did it. And she brought the whole team, bench and all,
She
for the
did
interview.
too.
I like that. Then she was like, yeah, so yeah, you guys happy about that? She was like, we're not finished. We're not finished. And then I just heard the Black Mamba in the back of my head, like, that's that Mamba mentality. I'm loving it right now. Remember, this team has made it to the finals now 3 of the last 4 years. They win this thing. It's a dynasty, people.
Yeah, because they're definitely one of the best teams that I've seen in a while, man. And just been happy to see the way they've
This
been
is probably
playing.
the
Yes.
best team we've seen in the W since the Minnesota Lynx in the years of Maya Moore and Sylvia Five.
I'm just happy with just the competitiveness, man. Besides and despite all the bad things that's been going on, there has been some good things that we've been seeing. But yeah, a lot needs to change. And we've been talking about that since the season
Right.
started. I'm
I
just
mean,
waiting.
because would you be surprised if we're gonna have a lockout next year in the Dub?
I wouldn't be surprised at all, man, because I'm thinking that's the next thing that's coming, E man. I was talking to my boy Ruba last night, and he hit me up, and he was just as surprised with what was going on with the Fisher Collier, and I was like, man, I wouldn't be surprised if they had a lockout, man, and the women, to spit in their face, to be like, well, we don't care, we're not playing with them anyway, and they do the hold on rival league, man, until something happens.
It would be interesting to see if we got the lockout. Let's do a second season of Unrivaled League Ball Session.
I definitely wouldn't mind that, E.
And here's the thing about it: I don't want them to come back until they at least get triple what they make now on average. Okay, now they according to the numbers they say the WNBA is still losing money, which is crazy to me. I don't see how that. I think what it boils down to is like maybe 3 or 4 of the teams in the league don't do that well money wise, but everybody else is. Lord knows. And when you look at the Aces, you look at Indiana Fever, definitely with the Valkyries.
Absolutely.
Them teams making money. I don't give a damn what you say.
And it's cool to see even some of the bad
I see people walking around here with Valkyries gear on.
I've seen some of the bad teams have a lot of stars in the crowd and stuff too, man. But then, like you said, man, it looked like the arenas are full, man. Are they trying to fool up something? What's going on?
This ain't like back in the day where they used to have everybody sit right there in front of the camera. Meanwhile, everything back there was empty. No, these arenas are full.
Yeah, what's really going on, man? They need to definitely do something. But I think I wouldn't be surprised if a lockout comes unless they compromise.
Right. I mean, because I think they're realistic. They're not expecting to make NBA money. We know that. I mean, it's crazy because here's the thing, people. I need y'all to fully understand where we're coming from. League's highest paid player this year, I want to say, was either Brittany Griner or Asia Wilson, one of them two. And they made maybe a little bit under 300,000 for the season. Granted, they played 40-some games. Okay. Who's the 12th man on the LA Lakers, sir?
The 12th man?
Yes.
I don't even know.
Try LeBron James Jr., sir.
Oh yeah. You know what? Yeah, you're right, because he be in and out of the
Bronny James this season is scheduled to make about $3 million. So you mean to tell me that young man, granted, LeBron James Jr.'s son, should be making 6 and 7 times more, not even playing really for the Lakers. He's going to spend a good part of that time again in the G League. But meanwhile, the best players in the league ain't even making a fifth of that.
They're not even making half a meal for the most part. So
and it ain't like they charging $5 for a ticket in the WNBA. Remember, that one game before Caitlin got hurt between Indiana and Chicago, they was $1,000, $1,500 a ticket for the front row. Come on now. They making some kind of money.
You gotta pay that much to get in the arena.
Right. They getting endorsement deals now. They getting sponsorship. I'm not trying to hear that. Pay them.
At least get them some type of millions, man. We don't
want to. In the next 3 years, it should be at least 10 to 20 of those players making $1 million a season. If it's not, it's a problem.
Absolutely, because we was talking about how they should just have these women just play in the WNBA, man, where they don't have to go all overseas and everything, man.
Exactly.
Stay at home for what they've been doing, man. It's sad because you think about it, and it's like they got to do this, then they got to go overseas, or now the Unrival's here, thank God, so you don't have to do that. But it doesn't make any sense, man. The WNBA is definitely they're not looking good. So
think about it, Unrivaled League was what, 22 games maybe? Mm-hmm. They already getting a raise this year from last year. They can't do the same in WNBA. I'm with Nafisha on this one. I'm with Fee.
Yeah. And big up
tag right now. I'm with Fee.
And I was so happy to see a lot of the players too. Sophie Cunningham was going to open her mouth in support. She said, "Well, she didn't care." She said, "Hey, her, Lexi Hall, it was like Angel Wilson. You had Angel Reese jump in. It was a lot of people, in support of Fee."
I mean, you got to remember, Nafisha Collier is one of the most liked people in the W, for more reasons than a few.
Mm-hmm.
Highly respected.
Man, it's just like we were saying, man. Until they do better, man, I feel like if those girls just want to do a lockout, I definitely say, man, I'm all for it if they don't make changes drastic.
Absolutely.
And I don't think they're gonna compromise like that.
Right. And I'm hoping that they brothers show their support as well, because that tends to help the W when some of their advocates over there in the NBA speak out, like KD and Steph Curry and LeBron,
And
the people that
Kyrie,
you always see at the game.
because I know Kyrie did a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
Kyrie Irving, absolutely.
He's a good dude.
Yes.
Man, I want to move on and I want to talk about what was going on in college, man, because it was a few wild games. It wasn't like a lot of spectacular stuff, but it was some wild stuff that happened this week,
Oh,
man.
quick last thought on that.
Yes, sir.
If Kobe was alive,
I don't think a lot of this stuff had been going down like that. I'm glad you mentioned that because that guy definitely wanted better for the women.
mm-hmm.
I believe him being alive would definitely make a difference right now. I don't even think we'll be having this conversation talking about lockout.
Kobe probably would have had a team in the W by now.
Mm-hmm. Agree. Definitely agree, man.
Okay, but yeah, back to college football. My bad, Hugh.
Let's get to the Friday games, man. The Friday games was crazy as hell. You remember I texted you, man. I wasn't expecting that, man. The crazy part about it is some of these teams start to feel themselves, man, when they ranked, man. And two teams got knocked off on Friday. We wasn't even on the Saturday, and two teams was already knocked off, man. The Florida State versus Virginia game was a really good one, man. That final score was 46-38. And it was just crazy to me because I just didn't see what I'd seen at first or the last three games with Tommy Castillos, man. Because when I seen that, I said Tommy Castellanos was going to basically, walk through these dudes. Because I believe we both picked Florida State, and we looked at it like we didn't think it was going to even be close. But what I seen, what scared me at the beginning of the game was Virginia just ran the ball down their throat the first time, just easy. Then after that, it was like they got a 3-and-out. They went back down and scored because it was weird because they got like a fumble recovery and they didn't give it to them. So then they got another one just to get that score to make it 14-0. I said, this game going to be interesting, man. I'm going to probably watch it still because I thought by halftime did Florida State will make adjustments. And number 8, Florida State did make adjustments. The game was tied at one point and they went to overtime, but it was too much Virginia, man. And then I was looking too, and they were saying in one of the games, I think it was like Tennessee or someone, that if they would have just, went for the touchdown and was able to score and they didn't convert, that they could have been 4-0 at the time going into that game. So I said I had to respect Virginia more because I didn't know that they were that good. But yeah, man, they showed me something different, man. That defense looked good. The offense was clicking, and it just looked like Florida State wasn't ready for a team of that magnitude who wasn't ranked to just come and pop them in the mouth that sudden, man. Because they did it, and they did it free will. It wasn't like they just basically went in and thought, oh, man, we playing Florida State and bowed down. They punched them in the mouth, and then they basically looked like the bully of this whole game because they didn't really recover from that.
Man, Virginia, they're a good team. Offensively, I like what they did. I mean, they are very versatile offense. They got running backs, they got receivers, they got a good tight end on that squad. I like what the quarterback did that game. I can't give them credit for having a good defense. They did give up 38 points.
Yeah.
But that being said, Florida State, I think they took them for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And credit Virginia's crowd. They was in that game the whole game, even when they was down. And that's the beauty of college football right there. When you want to refer people to a good college football atmosphere, I definitely will refer them to that game. It was a few games like that this weekend where the crowd kind of took them to that next level.
It was definitely fun to watch, man. Because
so they had some nice parties that night.
Yeah, I said, man, damn, I couldn't believe it was a Friday game where one of the ranked people got knocked off, but both ranked teams got knocked off. Number 24 TCU lost to Arizona State. And at first, I was thinking, I didn't think that the talent level was still there at Arizona State. And I was wrong, man, because the quarterback looked actually pretty good too. Sam Levitt, Man, that dude had like 291 yards, 27 to 39 and two scores. And they were saying, and you know me, I had to pay more attention when I seen that game too, because by it being on a Friday and not Saturday, it makes you focus more and it's more of a vocal point. But that kid, Jordan Tyson, man, they saying he's going to be like one of them top 5 prospects at the wide receiver position, man. That dude had like 126 yards with 2 touchdowns, man, on only 8 receptions. So it
And
was
he
like,
very much looked the part too. He looked like he
big
ready for
tall
Sunday.
dude. Yeah, he
Mhm.
definitely was an interesting dude to watch. And I was thinking, man, I wasn't looking for no Sam Levitt and no, the kid, the Jordan Tyson kid, to step up like that. But then at the same time, TCU still made it a game. But the problem was, I just felt like the quarterback went to sleep with the 2 picks he threw, man. But it was still a close game. But yeah, man, for 2 unranked teams to win on Friday, man, that just made me even more excited for what was going to happen on Saturday games.
Right. It's sad because now we in week 5 and 6. We
Hmm.
already see where certain teams, yeah, you're not gonna be there. And TCU, I don't think you could afford to lose this game. You're not making the playoff, even
Nah.
if you went out. Arizona State, because of the Pac-12 type situation, you probably gonna have to beat everybody convincingly to get into the playoff. You a good team. You definitely got about, I say, 6 or 7 people on that squad that's gonna be in the NFL someday, for sure. But y'all just in a bad position. I mean, speaking of the Friday night, even Oregon State took Houston to overtime. You know what I'm saying? And them,
Yeah.
they, for all intents and purposes, your 2 Pac-12 teams that's left. So
Hey man, let's just get to the point, man. I know you want to talk about this game just as much as I do, because we definitely and we don't try to, slander a dog out or, talk anything bad about teams, man. But when it comes to Penn State, we had no choice at this point because you were at home. You the number 3 seed. The whiteout looked amazing. It was damn near. I only seen
speaking
like
of a good college football atmosphere, oh my God.
couple of green, in that crowd, but then you couldn't see it worth a damn unless you had
No,
a camera right there zoomed in.
right.
They whited out that whole stadium. Just for y'all just to lose again when it comes to playing, stiff competition. And then that's what they was asking the coach, man, you guys are basically 0 and I think 0 and 6 in the last few years of the top teams. And whenever you play a ranked team, you never win. What's the problem, man? And it just seemed like they just wasn't ready for it, man. I mean, yeah, of course, it went into 2 overtimes, but I was just surprised because James Franklin got some answers to give us, man, because that definitely was a bad effort.
I told you so. I said it from the beginning, Hugh. You know I did. Penn State highly overrated. I told you this.
Drew Aller, man, came back for this too, man. I just didn't feel like it.
He was
He,
supposed to come back. If he didn't come back, that means he would have went into the draft, right?
you already know that'd have been an issue. He
What
wouldn't.
team? What team he playing for right now? And if he is, he the backup. He ain't even good enough to be nobody's backup in the NFL. Not from what I saw.
How did you like Dante Moore performance, man? Because I think that kid's actually pretty good for Oregon.
Man, they say Oregon is probably the fastest team overall in the country. When you look at they entire offense and defense, they do got some speedsters on that squad. I like that kid Dante. Like I said, it's gonna be probably, I'm gonna say, between 5 or 6 people from that Oregon squad that get drafted in the first 2 rounds next year.
248 and 3 touchdowns too. Aguilar, man, I was surprised because he had 137. He had the 2 touchdowns, but the pick was costly in that game too, man. It was just weird because it seems like in the big moments he always frees, man. It just can't handle those
He
big
a
moments.
good college quarterback, but a developmental NFL quarterback at best. At best. But again, it did not shock me. I was only shocked by the fact that they actually kept it close this time. We didn't see Penn State wet the bed over and over again.
Spanked like they didn't
I
belong.
mean, bottom line, one more loss, I don't even want to hear about them making nobody's playoff. Period.
Man, how did you feel about number 4 LSU versus Ole Miss too, man, on Saturday?
Did we not say last week, my mans, that if he didn't win this game, and I did pick Ole Miss, by the way, that the press conference gonna be interesting, wasn't it though?
Yeah, man, that dude would be mad. I ain't like the way how he was showing out my man's too, man. I feel like the way he
And,
did
and,
Jalen
and,
Hurts.
and let's be honest, that dude Lane's a hole,
Yeah.
but he wins though.
I like Lane too, because man, I didn't know until a week before that his daughter was kicking it with the linebacker on LSU.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted after the game, he threw some shade. Like I wanted to know if he picked the over or under of us winning. You know,
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty funny, man. But you can tell Garrett Nussmeyer hurt. He at first I couldn't tell, and I was always throwing shade at him. I don't like the way my man Brian Kelly been calling him out, though, man. You know, I understand you play to win, but damn, if he hurt, man, you know,
I
let somebody
mean,
else do
and
it to
then
him.
you mad about people questioning your offense. Think about it, man. We've been calling LSU wide receiver U for the last few years now. Now, granted, it's kind of between them and that team down south. You almost got me.
Oh yeah, I want
But yeah, truthfully, you go from that to what we seeing now. It's not acceptable.
oh man, they just be looking confused. The O line ain't protecting us.
Remember, they
That's
done
what
had Orgeron come in and win national championship. They done had Nick Saban come in and win a national championship. They had Miles
yeah,
leading them to that point every other year. Brian Kelly, you know what you signed up for, brother.
yeah, man. And then I want
It's playoff championship game or bust for you, my guy.
that's one of the
Don't
reasons
make
you went
it,
over
you
there.
up out of there.
Yeah, man. Just really got to give respect to the kid that they gave a hot hand to, the quarterback, man. I think Trinidad Chambliss, man, gonna stay the quarterback. I don't think they should switch him, man. Definitely the way he was playing. That dude
Agreed.
had 314. He had a touchdown and he had a pick on the day, but that team seems like they just move on a whole different level and the beat of the drum of this kid, though.
And man, Ole Miss got a couple massive dudes on that offensive line.
Dude.
I
They,
mean,
you know who they remind me of? They remind me of them big dudes that was on Texas last year before they
yes,
got
sir.
them dudes gonna be drafted if it's time for them
Absolutely.
to get out of school. Let's get into the game where we both said we thought that, which you know we have our reason to. We picked Georgia over Alabama, especially at home, because I feel like well, after that stinker of the Florida State game when they didn't show us anything on the road and how they wasn't battle tested, they actually proved, man. And like you said, SEC is different when you playing with them, man. You got to throw the records and everything out the window. But at the same time, it just seemed like Caleb DeBoer had them prepared for this game, man. You know, but it was a tell of two tapes too, E, because the offense played well in the first half. They didn't do much the second half, but then you got to give credit to the defenses too, because it was only a field goal and a touchdown scored in the second half, which was weird after having that high octane first half, man. But it was good for TV though. Hey, what you doing over there, man?
Oh, I'm just looking at some of the stats right here.
Okay,
I mean, Ty Simpson,
that dude,
276 yards. I mean,
dude
remember, we go back to the first couple of games, we was like, I don't know about this dude.
that dude wasn't faded at all. When I seen that game, me and my boy Reg, man, like a big bro to me, man. You know, we chilling, man. We kind of kicking it, man. And we looked at the game, and I'm looking at him, and I said, dude, this dude Ty Simpson just don't seem like he get phased for shit, man. It was just every time when somebody came in to rush him, he'd do a little stutter or he'd throw the ball, but he was throwing it. He was throwing dimes, man. And maybe Caleb DeBoer seen something we didn't. And
Mm.
it's starting to show right now because that dude, he looked more crisp than a lot of the Alabama quarterbacks that I've seen in a while who
My
went.
whole thing was, where was this Ty Simpson last year when they
That's
took out Melrose
what
and inserted him, and he didn't show this at all.
I'm talking about,
If
man.
he would have played like this last year, Melrose would have never got his job back.
That dude looked like a whole nother quarterback, man. I want to see what they do. Remember when I was telling you, I'm not really too familiar with a lot of the guys on the team. I know Ryan Williams, which he had a little case of the droppies that game. It probably could have got a little bit more out of hand if he converted some of them passes. But Ty Simpson, I definitely got more respect for him, man. And I really want to see what the development is with this Alabama team with Caleb DeBoer, because I was saying, you know, I'm not going to be so hard on him, and I'm going to give him a chance, which is rare because, you know, I be hard on that squad, man. That's my family team. But yeah, man, I definitely feel like still you ain't out of the clear yet because you got to
Right. We
challenge
would have
this
took
week.
a couple of those offensive linemen that went to Colorado and BYU from that Alabama squad, that wide receiver that went to Miami from the Alabama squad, and definitely the running back we got at Michigan that came from Alabama. What would the Alabama team look like right now?
That'd be amazing, man. They'll be looking
They'd
like
be
the good
right
old
there,
glory
buddy.
days. They'll be right back in them glory days.
hmm So hopefully, if nothing else, this helps the recruiting process over there at Bama. Like I said, at this point, they're right there on the fringe of being in the playoffs. A couple more big wins, and they're right back in that mix.
Hey, you know who was the truth man though, man, that game too? Chauncey Bowens, man, the running back for Georgia, man. That was really mostly all their offense, man. He was damn near like 100% of their offense. I give a little credit where credit is due. I still feel like with the quarterback, he didn't play too good. But then you still had that running back who was a thumper, man. And yeah, man, Gunnar Stockton, it's like y'all picked this dude over Carson Beck. Like, come on, man. I don't know, man. That was a bad gamble because I wouldn't be surprised if they get a couple of more losses under them this year, man. And definitely the way they just seemed like they didn't rise to the occasion, especially you didn't rise to the occasion at home.
I understand. SEC time is now. The cream
Yeah.
will rise to the top, and the poop will fall to the bottom.
Yeah, that final was.
Bottom line, whoever finished in the top three in the SEC, they pretty much in the playoff.
And then that final score was 24-21. Like I said, it was tell the two tapes because it was like 14-20. It was 14-21, at the half. And then that was the final score. So yeah, that was actually pretty weird. But then the defense did step up in the second half. I want to talk about another one too, man, that actually surprised me, man. Tennessee and Mississippi State, they barely got away in that one, man. I thought that Mississippi State damn near had a chance until they didn't.
Okay, bottom line is Tennessee, y'all got some good offense. We know that.
That
Their
defense.
defense is not good.
Because I do like Joey Aguilar, man, but
Oh, yeah, I like that kid.
but that running back too, man, from Mississippi State is a monster. And then you know his name.
I don't know his name, but I would say as you look at some of these games, because I think Missouri also had a pretty good. It's something about them SEC running backs, man.
We gonna learn his name, but it's a funny name, man. I never thought that I ever see a brother named Fluff Bothwell. Yeah, that dude had like
Kind of
130
remind you of that Key and
yards.
Peele skit, don't
He had 134 yards and 2 scores, man. Them 2 tutties was impressive too, and that's what I believe kept them in the game. But yeah, man, I do like Joey Aguilar, man, but he needs to shape it up, man. He had 335 yards. He had a score, but them 2 picks kept Mississippi State in that game. And like you said, even though the offense is rolling, but yeah, that defense is not really trustworthy right now. And it was an overtime too that they won because that game could have went to anyone, but I just felt like Tennessee pulled it out at the end, and that final score was 41-34.
Definitely a better game than we thought it would be. Absolutely.
How did you feel about that weird USC Illinois game? That was a weird game, bro.
I told y'all Illinois was overrated, man. And clearly USC kind of is too.
Yeah.
I mean, they
They
go
wanted to
score.
win the game.
Riley, the coach, he usually keeps a decent offense, but that defense has always been the question.
Always.
Even back to his days at Oklahoma, where he basically had 3 Heisman Trophy winners, but that defense just couldn't get the job done. It's the same situation at USC, man.
He needs to swallow his pride and get him a really good defensive coordinator, man, because
Right, but yeah, Illinois, they should be out the top 25 now, and I don't see them making it back. They was overrated from the get.
yeah, but they ended up pulling it out though. He 34-32, but it was still a funky game in my opinion.
Still overrated. I don't give a damn.
That BYU and Buff game we was talking about, I had to talk about that, man. I think Buff shot themselves in the foot, man. It was too many mental and physical mistakes, man. I really didn't appreciate the way they came off too, man. I mean, it's a game, man, but in the crowd, I feel like what they were saying was kind of crazy to me, man, making fun of the BYU players. Because I didn't know at first when I heard what was going on, I've heard and I was like, what are they saying this for? And so then when I did my research too about BYU, I didn't know they was committed like that, man. I said, wow, that's basically like the closest that you'll be like a nun or a rabbi in,
That's correct.
college, So yeah, that caught me off guard.
Right. I'm familiar with BYU because back in the day, Steve Young was one of my favorite players. So, I learned about, how they had a 2-year commitment. And, a lot of those players end up being older, obviously, because they do the missionary work and then come back and play.
Yeah.
There's that. But, I mean, it was ill timed the way it went on anyway. But then, of course, that happens. And then we know what happened here in Grand Blanc, Michigan the next day. So that made that come off even worse. So, yeah, my whole issue was, Prime did address it, but I don't think he addressed it well enough.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, we've learned in these last few years, Colorado, they have a good crowd atmosphere, but they're not really kind to the opposing team.
Yeah.
It come off kind of mean-spirited almost at times. I mean, I go back to that game a couple years ago when they played Colorado State and how ugly that got.
Yeah, it was definitely ill will, that game, man, because the stuff that was said about Sador and how Sador handled it at the end of the game. The coaches had like a little melee before the game.
Yeah.
It was pretty nasty, man. And I thought that it'd be better for them because, some people said some stuff. And I said, like you said, man, they look at Prime as public enemy number one. But some people who was saying, without really being critical, they were saying, well, we didn't appreciate how Prime let that happen without addressing it. But like you said, further, or putting, the issues out there and putting it to the centerfold because they feel like if it was some stuff like that was said about Colorado, he'd definitely be more of an advocate of, trying to get that addressed immediately.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like he was just a little more firm and he didn't do his best or did what he could have did to address that issue versus the BYU player and, what was going on in that.
I mean, because you got to understand, like, say, every now and then we hear the same issue with a basketball team in college basketball where, like, they get to throwing stuff on the floor and stuff like that. What usually happens is they hand the mic to the head coach, like, look, guys, cut that out. That ain't what we do here. That don't represent us. I think something like that probably needed to be said or done in that game as well.
Especially Prime telling the crowd something like,
right.
Hey, y'all need
to
chill.
Right now, Prime got Colorado like these, okay? So, pretty much if he say it, they will come.
Let me know if you're ready for the NFL. But right now, I think we should definitely take a quick commercial break because we're about to do the rapid round, with the NFL, and then we're going to do the predictions as far as the college and the pros.
All right, well, let's do that, y'all. This is the Guru Sports Session. I'm your boy E-Buck. That's the man with the master plan, Hugh Lee. When we come back, we talking NFL last week. Yeah, this week, maybe worse.
Last week, man.
We'll talk, y'all.
Hello, hello, hello. It's another glorious day, my T-Sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comforts together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meech.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech.
Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag.
If you're building your dream from scratch, mic in one hand, hustle in the other, this one's for you. Road to Stardom Network and Nighthawk Network present a podcast for the indie by the indie, all genres, all grinds. From hip-hop to metal, jazz to trap, we're breaking boundaries. And it's not just artists. Entrepreneurs, creatives, and self-made bosses, we see you. We're giving you the spotlight. This ain't mainstream, this is your stream. Coming soon. Be ready.
Hey, this is your boy eBuck, and if you're looking for some great desserts, something sweet, something to treat yourself with, please check out my girl Caramel Sweets here in the Metro Detroit area. She can make desserts for your function, your event, or just for that special someone you want to give something nice to. So check her out. It's Caramel Sweets. You can find her on Facebook and Instagram. We appreciate you. All right, y'all, we are back. This is the Guru Sports Session. I am your co-host / producer eBuck. Actually, I'm the other producer. I need to put co-producer, co-host, because Hugh Lee Productions is doing some things. I need y'all to go
I appreciate it, brother.
to Hugh Lee's page. He gonna talk to y'all about it at the end of the show, but I'm talking to you about it now. He been putting in that work, his productions, with his content creation. I'm proud of my brother, man. He doing the doggone thing.
Yeah, man.
And he doing so good with it, I'm challenging him to do more. Man, because Buckbeat's got some music coming out soon. I want to see what Hugh and them do over there at Hugh Lee Productions.
Yeah, I definitely gonna get into that, man. It's just been fun to do that because at first, I just wanted to be like a feature and just do the show and just focus on the sports end, man. But then the different aspects of us doing the productions and being able to do everything, it gets a little pressure off you as well, makes it easier for you. And it's good because now that I learned that trade and I learned that end, man, it made me want to do even more. So yeah,
It made me say, I need to step my game up. It's about to get to the point where Hugh don't need me at all.
Nah, man, I still feel like we in this, man, and it was a good opportunity, and I'm just glad to follow along right now, man. Want to tell you what's going on in the MLB right now too, because at first the Yankees was up 2-0, now it's tied, which is definitely looking real bad for Aaron Boone right now, and then right now it's in the fourth inning and it's tied all 2-2.
Man, bottom line, they get swept. Him gotta go.
Please.
Gotta go.
All right, man. That being said, man, let's get right to it, man. The Thursday night game wasn't good until it was. It was real funky that first half, man. I wasn't even paying no attention to it. That second half, I kept hearing stuff because, I'm texting and kind of messing around with E. Then I kept hearing a lot of yelling in the background. And I'm like, man, what the heck going on? And it was like to tell the two tapes. The Cardinals wasn't in it until they were in it. And then they just found a way to lose, man. And like you said, man, that game definitely was a stinker at the beginning. But then Kyler Murray found a way to try to pull it out. But then it was just too little time for them. And Seattle ended up winning that game. And that final score was 23-20. But I'm hoping this week Thursday game be a little better. But then, I got some news for you about this week Thursday game, man. And what was your thoughts on that Seattle and Cardinals?
I actually did watch a little bit. I swore I wasn't, but I did. I think Kyler Murray just what he is, y'all. I don't think he gonna get no better. I don't think he really get much worse. I think with him there, they 9-8, 10-7, 7-9. They somewhere in the middle, and that's about where they gonna be with it. I feel like they wasting Marvin Harrison Jr. to be honest.
The sad part about it too, man, Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't get it going at first neither, and he was dropping a lot of crazy passes that he normally catch. It's not like it's something. I don't know what it is, man. It's
definitely a disconnect with him and Kyler, no doubt.
So yeah, man, they need to figure out what they're gonna do.
And again, with Connor out for the season, I just don't see them doing much of anything.
And Trey Benson out, and
that don't help either.
Or injuries over there, and them injury bugs been hitting a lot of people. We'll definitely
as we get closer to the trade deadline, that might be one of them places people get to looking to see if they can pick the scraps.
Definitely, because don't forget about Hassan Reddick over there. I'm sorry about that. I believe he's with the Buccaneers now. My bad. I want to get into the game with us, man, and the Browns. I felt like that game with the defense, you had to give credit where credit was due because that defense, we knew that defense was ferocious, and we said don't sleep on them. it was hard for us to get it going at first, man, because you got to have 2, 3 people blocking Miles Garrett. But when it came down to it, what I was glad about was Jared Goff was cleaning his game, and I seen something. And
For the
usually,
second week in a row.
I usually talk about this to E, man, and trip out about it. But then when I seen it, I already knew. What did I tell you, E? I said, this guy got greedy on that pick, man. I'm going to let that slide. He got way too greedy. He seen, Jameson Williams, and he thought that he was too open. About time he tried to get a ball to him, he didn't put too much zip on it. And then he got picked. But other than that, it was a relatively clean game. He's starting to kind of move around in the pocket. I'm not saying he, know Lamar Jackson to nobody, but he's doing just enough now to make the plays and execute the plays and keep the plays going downfield. And that's all I can ask for, man. And I was definitely happy for what I seen. Big up to, everybody, doing it in all the phases, man. You had Khalif Raymond, with a punt return, and, just the team really looked good. Defense, we got a little banged up, but yeah, other than that, man, I still was proud with the performance.
The Lions starting to get that chip back on their shoulder, and I like that. I think you got to give a lot of credit to a couple people here that's not necessarily wearing the uniform. One, obviously Dan Campbell. This is his team, okay? Everybody thought that they was just going to fall off quite a little bit because we got rid of the offensive and defensive coordinator, and Lord knows they're doing such great jobs over there in Chicago and the Jets right now.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, a lot of stuff that you thought we weren't going to do no more because they gone, guess what? We still doing them. We still doing trick plays. We still got good offensive line. Shout out to the offensive line coordinator for the Lions, Mr. Fraley. He is doing an awesome job with that young offensive line, okay?
Big ups to Rattler, the second-round draft pick, man.
Absolutely.
Whatsoever, man.
I mean, keep in mind, the best thing for offensive line, particularly in the middle, is when they don't call your name that much. No. And we have not called that brother's name because he's been doing the job.
Everybody heard his name.
The first game, obviously, but since then, he definitely stepped his game up. And of course, definitely want to shout out the special teams coach as well.
Yeah.
Doing a very fine job with the Lions. And I'm telling y'all, Bates, he going to get that record or get damn close to either him or that kicker from Dallas. Both of them got these rockets for legs, okay? It's going to happen.
You seen Chase McClellan get the 65-yard or two in a game with Tampa Bay?
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's going to be more 60-yard kicks this year than any year easily.
And that's what's different, too. That's what changed the game of the NFL, because if it's like 36 minutes, 50 minutes or something of that nature, and you feel like you can get to a certain part of the field, they're taking more chances because these kickers are getting way more advanced.
Right. And it's crazy because, Bates kind of underutilized if you think about it, because we got Dan Gamble with the big payloads and tend to go for it more times on fourth than not. We don't really get to see him like that.
It was definitely good to see, though, in general, them just basically standing.
Yeah, shout out also, of course, to one of the dudes in uniform, Hutch. He back, y'all. He back.
How did you feel about when he got the wind knocked out of him, man? That scared the hell out of me.
Man, I was doing something because I came home from my break or whatever, and I walked in just around that time, and it was like, Hutch is down. I was like, what? Dropped whatever the hell I was doing, ran to the TV like, oh, no.
I could tell it looked like it wasn't. I could tell it wasn't the leg because he kept pounding the ground.
Right. That's what made me think like, oh, no, what's broke? Because they don't do that unless something broke.
I thought that it was the sternum or something, and I was getting nervous, man.
Yeah, but you popped back in, I was like, okay.
What hyped me up was when not only he hyped back up, but he jogged off of, so that was a relief right there.
He was right back in that quarterback. It was a beautiful thing.
And then we had the doubling game. We had that game with the Steelers and the Vikings. And the Vikings, man, are
definitely. How much of that game did you watch, you? Really?
Slept through that.
Done. Because, dude, half the games I usually just catch the highlights. I fell asleep on the highlights twice.
That was a bad game because it was like the Steelers was walking with it. And that touchdown that they scored at the end was more or less like a garbage touchdown, and they was trying to get the ball back to see if they was going to win. But it was like the game
And,
seemed
and,
like it was
and
determined.
Ireland and football, not so much. The Brazil crowd was very hyped for their game. The Ireland crowd, I think they would rather be at the soccer game.
Are they running it back this week too, back in Dublin with the
I'm
Browns?
not sure, but I know I won't be watching that one either.
And that final score was 24-21. You know, of course, the Steelers
And
won that one.
you probably
Even-
don't care as much.
Let's talk about this trap game right quick, man. The Los Angeles Chargers versus the G-Men, the New York Giants.
Yeah, they took it for granted. They did it.
Yeah, man. What was crazy about it too was Jackson Dart. It wasn't like he went out there and he really exploded.
He did not.
That defense, man. You have to respect that G-Man defense, man. With Sexy Jaxie, you got everybody on there too, man.
Yeah, they played good, but come on now. Y'all already know. We go through this every year now with my mans.
Justin Herbert, he just had those type of games.
Justin Herbert had at 1 or 2 games, and you'd be like, what is you doing? That was definitely that.
Yeah, but then you know you had Burns, Abdul Carter, you had
And they shut down the running game, so that's
actually it was a lot of good stuff that happened in that game. And
with all the field goals.
when they finally got that good run in too, that one, and then when they, like you said, they shut it down. The one thing they didn't shut it down for, because it looked like it was better than what it was, is when he got that 171-yard play. But that was like in the first, like I think the second half going into the third half.
Blown
And
aside,
then,
more than likely.
But yeah, it was like that final score was pretty funky too, 21-18, and it was a head scratcher for the Chargers, who was at the top of the division at the time right now, and it looked like they won't be holding on to that lead for too long if they continue to play like that. The worst game to me, or one of the worst games, this was like a flip between the coin, man. One of them was that Tennessee Titans versus the Houston Texans game.
Look, man, I'm just going to state what Cam Ward stated, and it was very obvious. Forgive my mouth, y'all. This is a direct quote. We ass right now. They are. We said it at the beginning of the season in the preview. It's going to be a very long season for the Titans. It's even going to be longer than I thought. Are they in danger of meeting that fate of the 2 clubs they had before? The Ofer Club? No, they ain't that bad, but if they win more than 2, I'd be stunned.
Yeah, because C.J. Stroud seemed like he struggled at first, and then when he really got on, he got on.
They're far from being cheeks themselves.
Yeah.
Their offensive line for Texans is horrid.
They got all that talent, you know, from the the receivers and the weapons they got, and then, you know, they try to get people on defense, but you never worked on that line, man. And that's been one of their issues the last 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and they got a defensive coach. He need to get a stronger offensive man in there to help him.
Because that 26-0 score didn't really still justify.
I mean, the Texans ain't that good, okay? The Titans is that bad.
Man, how did you like that game with the Washington Commanders and the Falcons, man? I still feel like with my man Jaden Daniels being out, you know, that was the huge advantage. But Marcus Mariota didn't really play as bad as I thought he had played, man. He actually played pretty decent, but I just didn't feel like they were a match for the Atlanta Falcons.
Falcons played like they should have played the week before against the Panthers. But that being said, remember, Scary Terry didn't play that game either, so that was part of the issue also with the Commanders.
Then you had
they had been at home, they probably would have won that game.
Yeah. And then McLaurin was out too. That speaks volumes. But
yeah,
that game was 34-27. Atlanta had a decent bounce back game.
Right.
The Saints and the Bills was a trap game at one point until it wasn't, because the Saints was kind of going toe-to-toe with them. And then, you know, it was just the Bills just looked at it, I guess, was like, we got to stop playing with these dudes. And then they put the pedal to the metal, and that's when it was over with. It was like Josh had a few struggles because the defense kind of showed him different looks. But at home, I definitely wasn't expecting no loss for them, especially against a team like
this. I felt like they played that game in the thoughts of, okay, let's just make sure we play and don't get hurt. That's kind of how, I mean, that was very conservative and vanilla that first half. when they seen that, okay, yeah, they trying to beat us. Let's handle biz. So like for that maybe 8-minute period, they showed up and showed out. And then Spencer was like, well, I ain't got nothing to lose. So some of them plays was that showing, okay, this is why everybody thought I was gonna be that guy back in the day. But that being said, yeah. I don't know who's gonna be their quarterback next year, but probably ain't gonna be Spencer.
Oh yeah, but Tyler Charles stay quarterback too. You know, the backup right now. I believe he eventually will get in and start playing some
Yeah,
games.
at some point we'll probably see that.
All right, E-Man, let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was a good-ass game, and at first I was thinking, wow, man, they putting built to ass on these boys. And then that's when, you know, Baker was like, wait a minute. And when he stepped his game up and they started playing, they really started playing. And that game was close, too close for comfort because it looked like that game was going to be a walk-off victory and them embarrassing Tampa to Tampa getting back in that game and making that game a game. And it was actually definitely worth the score too. It was worth watching because Baker Mayfield just had that non-quit mentality in him, and that's what you got to respect in him, even in the losing effort. The way he played to will them back to play in that game and to almost still have a chance to win. Yeah, man, I believe this Tampa Bay team is the truth and they're for real, man. Even though the 31-25 score showed that they lost that game, but then I had already respected, you know, my man's Baker Mayfield. It made me respect him even more as a leader and just who he is.
If the NFL had a Clutch Player of the Year award, that dude definitely has earned it already. Like I said, it's to the point where I don't even give a damn who they play. I'm probably gonna watch because Baker Mayfield make the game entertaining. That being said, the battle of the Oklahoma quarterbacks, yeah. Again, it's not like Jalen Hurts does these incredible things.
No,
He
he do
wins
just
football games, but he just wins.
mm-hmm.
And some people like it, and some teammates hate it. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's gonna probably be a problem.
Brown, look, bro. You go through this every other week, it seems like, and then they talk to you, be like, no, I still want to be here. It's cool. It's just, I want to get the ball a little bit more. You sounding a lot like a quarterback that the Eagles once had back in the day. His name is T.O. You coming off like that right now, and that ain't necessarily a good look.
Yeah,
No disrespect to the Hall of Famer, but yeah, you know, T.O., he was very much about T.O.
they're gonna get tired of his antics eventually and just say, hell
I
man,
think
let's
some of them already
trade this dude. I wouldn't be
go back
surprised.
to last year when that discussion was had with a couple of defensive players coming out saying, yeah, it's something up with them too.
Yeah. And you know that's crazy too, because when you hear that from Slay, a person usually don't really get into all that. That's when you knew something was up, man. And yeah, man, I think that with Goddard being there, and then you got Devontae Smith, and then you still could get somebody for him too in trade collateral. But yeah, I think if he don't, you know, get his act together, man, I wouldn't be surprised if they get rid of him and don't even miss him, man.
I mean, save you some money. Why not?
Yeah, man. I want to get to the next game right here, and this was something I definitely ain't expect, man. This is the Carolina Panthers team I expected to play Atlanta, but they came and they played New England, and New England beat the brakes off them boys, man. That game was 42-13. What is your thoughts on that game?
Is the Panthers good or are they not? That's all I'm asking. Are they good or are they not? Because one week, and and Bryce Young did this and that, and then the next week, and where the hell was Bryce Young? Dude, I think it all depends on how the competition view them that week. I mean, this is not a good team, okay? It's not. Bryce Young is a decent quarterback. Decent. I look at it like this. If we put Bryce Young, say we put him on the Lions, you would think, yeah, you got all these weapons and whatnot. You should be good. You're a little bit more mobile than Jared Goff. Maybe you show up and show out, and I don't see that from Bryce Young.
No.
I would love him as a backup on this team. I wouldn't be mad at that. I think he's going to be a good backup someday. But the way he's set up, you got to set him up the way they set up Lamar Jackson and truly made the offense around him. You got to set him up And another good place he probably could play out there in Arizona, where you
Yeah.
got Kyler Murray set up offensively to do what he do. He need a setup like that in order to succeed. He don't have that in Carolina. He not gonna have that in Carolina. They already talking about moving that team and selling that team. They might well go on and do it then, because
Just blow
they
that thing up.
ain't trying to do right.
Because when the Patriots hang 42 on you, man, that speak volumes.
Right, because you already know how the Patriots. I mean, a lot of the talking heads like, see, it's the Patriots that we expected, and what? Stop. It's the
You
Panthers.
have the Jacksonville Jaguars beating the San Francisco 49ers with Brock Purdy back. We know it's still a lot of issues over there. Yeah, you had Chris McCaffrey playing, but then now you got Ricky Pearsall and you got a lot of other guys who's on that injury list, and they've been hit with that injury bug pretty bad too. And we're going to break down the update as far as the injury reports on too as well. 26-21. This was the team right here, the Jacksonville Jaguars, that I expected. But like you said, man, Trevor Lawrence ain't really still show me anything, man.
You really ain't.
Travis Etienne went off, and then it was good defense, but I didn't really still see much from him, man. And I need to see a lot more out of that guy if he's going to be that guy who they said that he was going to be, which I haven't seen that.
Brock Purdy don't never play good when he don't have all his weapons. Plain and simple.
Yeah, he definitely struggled with that. Let's talk about this game right here. The Indianapolis Colts versus the LA Rams. Now, this was a game right here. When I saw it at first, I said, man, this is going to be a good game. And this was a game that I felt like the Colts had a good chance in, too. But, yeah, they blew that game, man. I was just really surprised in how they blew it, too, man. And I was kind of surprised because Adonai Mitchell, if he just would have went in, why would you try to show out and put the ball out and trying to
Every
disrespect
year
the
we have a couple of dummies that do that. Have we not learned? I do not want to see that till you get 3 or 4 steps into the end zone. I mean, it's just that simple.
That was their game.
Play your fun, but wait till you really score first.
They could have won that game too, and they blew it because of that decision, And it was just a lot of stuff they did, let you know that team needs to do better as far as discipline. But it was a really good game, though, and it still don't take the respect away from the Indianapolis Colts that I give them. And that final score was 20-27. You just got to give credit to the veteran Matthew Stafford.
Captain Comeback's done it again. Remember, he has more comebacks than any quarterback in the league right now.
That walk off of Tutu Atwell was impressive, man.
That was very impressive. I mean, in the end, the discussion's been had, but I'm telling y'all, Matthew is a Hall of Famer right now.
We're gonna get into this Ravens and Chiefs game, man. They got a lot of problems over there, but we knew it was some injuries over there with the Ravens too. You had their best defensive lineman injured. Then you had Kyle Hamilton; he was out. Then you still have Kyle Lenoy.
Lenoy, yep.
You got Kyle Lenoy is injured, and you still have like pieces that's not really been in there and really playing consistently. And when you see that, but you still can't make the excuse of how poor they've been playing. A lot of people feel like when Lamar Jackson got hurt, a lot of talking heads was like, "Oh man, they're giving up right now." Just a lot of mental mistakes and just bad decisions from this team, man. And I still believe that they can compete. But right now, 1-3, this is definitely not the Baltimore Ravens team I'm seeing right now because Kansas City punched them in the mouth and they embarrassed them, man. You thought you was going to get an angry Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, but you had a determined Patrick Mahomes, and they really, beat the brakes off these dudes, man. What was your thoughts on the performance of the Baltimore Ravens?
All right, first of all, we're not putting enough respect on Kansas City. I don't even know why I got to say this, but some of y'all still just don't understand. That dude Mahomes, he's him, okay? He is him. It's a whole different story when that dude don't play for Kansas City, okay? The only reason why you say Kansas City is in any game, is still a playoff team, can still make the Super Bowl, is because of that dude, my homeboy. Plain and simple. He show y'all every week or every other week that he does things that other quarterbacks in the league just can't do. First of all. Second of all, Travis Kelce, please step up to the congregation. It's time, sir. Make this your last year, bro. You ain't him no more.
Xavier Worthy definitely was the
Move on to your best life with Tay. Okay, that team probably better served without Travis at this point.
And you know what? Too Gray played much better than he did, man. And you know the sample size.
And remember, Worthy is just not coming back. He still ain't 100%. So once him and Rashee Rice get back in the mix of things, yeah, Kansas City still making the playoffs. On the other hand, Baltimore,
they're done.
Yeah, y'all making me look real bad right now because I picked y'all not only to win the AFC, but go to Super Bowl and win that, boy. It ain't happening. Sorry, Lamar. It ain't happening, bruh.
I still got my hopes alive right now with the Buffalo Bills, but then still when you got the go past Patrick Mahomes, it's still not looking too good for Josh because he still play afraid when it comes down to playing that big game.
Because he know that dude is him.
This was another bad game right here. The Las Vegas Raiders and the Chicago Bears. We don't even have to talk about it. Just get on this briefly.
Save us these 2 minutes. Don't do it.
When you block a field goal like that, man, it's like, man, that just lets you know how bad a team is, man.
Doing it.
It's just really to the point where no matter who they got in the front office, man, I just don't really feel like they're going to do well because when I said, man, this was a game the Raiders should win and they lost like they did, man, that speaks volumes.
The Bears were supposed to smoke these dudes like a turkey. It's bad. The Bears not quite where we think they're going to be. I mean, I think later on in the year we get some better play out of them once they really start to get the system going there, but them Raiders, man, if not for the Titans and maybe the Patriots even and the Aints, they would be the worst team in the league by far.
I think the Patriots are a little better than that.
The backup is over there with the Raiders, but Gino, maybe you should just kind of fake hurt and sit down for a couple games and just see what happens.
And somebody had that sign that, who's the biggest bust between, Geno Smith and, Jamarcus Russell. And then after that game,
that's not fair.
One of my brothers gave me they gave me a meme that said that, that Geno owed that dude an apology after that game. Let's talk about the Micah Parsons Bowl for a minute.
Hold on. Before we go there, Raiders. Trade deadline coming up. Yeah. You might want to talk to Cleveland. I'm just saying. They got a whole bunch of extra quarterbacks over there. I'm just saying. Y'all might want to have a discussion with them.
So, yeah, how did you feel about that Micah Parsons Bowl, man?
Well,
Green Bay versus the Cowboys.
We did not get the game we was expecting.
No, because remember I told you if it was going to be a bad game, I was going to bed.
I did fall asleep on this game. But when I woke up and seen where we was, I'm like, well, now I got to mess around and watch this. But then it ended the way it ended, and I'm like, I kind of hate that the NFL is set up that way, where it can end in a tie, particularly that game. I mean, first of all, whoever was operating the clock, I hope that extra payment you got was worth it, bro, because come on now. They didn't have no time left on that clock. We know that.
Yeah, it was just a bad game to me because the
defense. And it shouldn't even went to overtime based on a couple of them plays. The
defense definitely ain't show up on both sides.
Long story short, we probably was a CD Lamb away from that game, not only being Dallas winning, but probably by a touchdown or two.
Yeah.
Everybody was all hyped up on the Packers. How you like them now?
Yeah, that's when I started to look at them a whole lot.
The Lions was just rusty because they didn't do no preseason.
Yeah, man.
They dominated the Lions. Nah. Yeah, it's looking a little different now. Damn.
Yeah, because that game was a stinker, man. At 40-40 tie, and then George Pickens was like, "Man, I didn't know you can tie." It's like, come on, man, you've been here long enough, man.
Every year, somebody do that though.
Like, yeah,
Every year, one of the players be like, "I didn't know it could end like that." Come on now.
you should know.
Most of y'all play Madden. What the hell?
Man, we're gonna talk about the Jets and we're gonna talk about the Dolphins game, man. That was a really bad game too.
I
Um,
told y'all.
really felt sad too because of the way the game, they kind of took away from the game too. And what
The Monday night games was ass. Okay.
he broke that leg. Yeah, when he broke his leg, man, that just took the whole game away, man. That looked bad. They didn't show it for
That
long.
ended their season. I ain't even gonna lie.
It for them.
It's just
Even in the winning effort, they won, but they lost at the same time.
Uncle Leonard gonna get fired. It's just a question of when.
That 21-27 was the score too. The Dolphins ended up walking that off, and actually, that's all we really want to talk about with that game. But the other game was worse.
The Jets, I'm not understanding. They should be a little bit better than this.
I'm surprised with that too.
I think they will be.
Yeah, because it was just like something's just not there right now. But man, yeah, I definitely believe they got the coach there to get them and fine tune those. So yeah,
and it ain't like the Denver Broncos lit up the Bengals for real, for real. It's just that Bengal defense cheeks.
Yeah, Josh Browning. Jake Browning was just really bad too in that game, man. He couldn't even get the ball to T. Higgins.
I mean, it got to the point where he was just trying way too hard.
And the bad thing about it too is, have you been hearing the rumors? They've been saying they want to basically try to get someone in like
Russell Wilson, exactly,
or Jamison Winston or somebody. Mm-hmm. They want somebody. They definitely gonna make calls on Kirk Cousins because they want to get better what's going on with him right now.
I mean, because they feel like if they get somebody decent offensively, they still got a shot. But y'all still got that defense though.
Yeah. And
it's only gonna get worse because dude leaving after this season. I'm telling you,
because you ain't even hear Trey Hendrickson name.
I mean, I could see another week too. He's been like, you know what? Could y'all trade me, please? Please get me up out of it because I ain't gonna resign if you don't.
Because the contract is to the point to where too they made it like they gave him incentives for just this year, and they're going to just let him walk.
Hell. Y'all was worried about Aiden Hutchinson. That's the dude that need help.
Hey man, we about to go into the lightning round now, man. We about to talk about some of the games, man.
Let's do this thing. I got my paper. I'm ready.
The crazy part is it ain't really that many good games at all this far.
I said that. It ain't.
I'm gonna just talk about the games who are top 25, honestly.
And some of them you probably should mention. I'll get to it.
Honestly, West Virginia and BYU. I'm not going with the points. I'm going under, actually, on this one with the 18.5. I'm actually just go straight up with BYU. No points.
I'm going BYU. I just think they're going to be incentivized after what happened last week.
Wisconsin versus Michigan in the Big House. They got Michigan about 17.5. I'm going to go under that.
Is that game in the Big House?
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter. I'm go blue all day. You know that. That's ass whooping.
University of Kentucky and Georgia.
Now, normally I would have frowned up and said, but again, it's certain teams, when they play certain teams, it be a little different. I almost want to pick the upset, but I just can't bring me to do it.
I'm going to go with Georgia, but I'm not taking no points.
I got Georgia by less than a touchdown.
Number 14, Iowa and Cincinnati. I'm going to go with that. I'm going Cincinnati. Just
why? Why are we even having that discussion? Why? I refuse to even pick that game. I don't even care.
Penn State and UCLA.
Well, here we go again. Penn State going to win this game, and you're going to believe in them again, but I'm trying to tell you, it's just a matter of when.
Trot game, number 9 Texas versus Florida. I'll take them. I'll take them on the 6. I would take the 6.5 points on Florida. On Texas.
This the type of game Florida will mess around and win.
They would. That's why I'm not gonna go over that 6.5.
I don't think they do, but I think they're gonna make it real interesting. I mean, Arch, if you're gonna step your game up, now is the time, sir.
Number 16, Vanderbilt at number 10, Alabama.
I tried to tell y'all about Vandy, man. Is y'all believing now? Do you believe, Hugh?
Yes, sir.
I believe they're gonna lose this week, but not by much.
I
I
get them
got
too.
Alabama by
Yeah, I
about
get
a field
Alabama.
goal
I go with them too.
because it is in Alabama, right?
Yes, sir.
That's the only way I gotta go with Alabama. If it was in Vanderbilt, I think they would win again.
And the crazy part, that was even only the half of the good games that's going to be played, man, because the rest of them are pretty bad. Besides this one, number 3, Miami versus number 18, Florida State. I'm going with Miami,
That's the game of the week, baby.
and I'm going to go with them, and I'm going to go by 7 points.
I want to go with Florida State so bad. I do.
Do it.
Because it's in Florida State, ain't it?
Yeah.
And I can just only imagine what the party gonna be like if they win. I'm telling y'all, if you anywhere in that area and they win that game, y'all gonna want to hit campus that night. It's gonna be you're probably gonna want to hit campus anyway. Florida State a party school, let's be honest. Even if they lose, they probably gonna party. I can't do it though. I gotta go with Miami.
Yeah, for sure.
But don't be surprised that game go to OT.
All right, E-Man, we're going to go to the NFL, the Thursday night game. But before we do, I want to let you know this right now. Brock Purdy is not playing. Ricky Pearsall is not playing.
Doom, doom, doom.
I'm going to go, of course, with the Rams, and I'm taking them 7.5 points. That being said.
I mean, the Rams was going to win that game anyway. I ain't even going to lie to you.
Yes, sir.
Even if they was playing. I got the Rams.
Then you got the Detroit Lions at the Cincinnati Bengals by 10.5. I'm going to take those points.
Even in Cincinnati. No, matter of fact, because it's in Cincinnati, I'm going with the Lions to take them points and then some because you know how we do, Hugh. If we done took over Baltimore and Dallas and Houston and LA, you know everybody and their mama gonna be down in the natty.
It's close to home.
And they tickets probably way cheaper than ours. You're gonna hit a Jared Goff chance by halftime.
Minnesota Vikings versus the Cleveland Browns, and this is the London game. I'll take the Vikings barely, and I'm going to take the 3 points.
And they playing the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
And we have learned that they sitting the old man down, they putting in old boy. Yeah, I got to go Minnesota. I'm sorry. Carson Wentz is looking real good for you that game.
You got the Houston Texans versus the Baltimore Ravens without your boy. And then Cooper Rush is the quarterback. I'm going to go with Houston, and I'm going to take the 1.5.
Hell no. I got the Ravens. Come on now. We already know the game plan.
Oh, yeah, they're going to get that mug to Derrick Henry.
He got to redeem himself, baby.
I just wanted to pick an upset to make it interesting.
Okay, then.
The New York Giants versus the Saints. I'm going to take the Giants.
I told y'all some bad games this week, y'all. I tried to tell you.
Hey, man, I'm about to be watching Fear Fest more than I watch college and NFL.
I'm going with the Aints.
Okay.
I almost have to.
Denver Broncos versus the Eagles at home. I'm going to go with the Eagles, and I'm going to take the 7 points. They got about 3.5. I think it's going to be more.
It's going to be a trap game. I'm going to go with the Eagles, but I'm not taking them points.
Okay.
I think they make it interesting.
Man, that's a bad game. So you check this one out.
Now
the Cowboys versus the New York Jets.
Obviously, I got to go with the Cowboys on that one. Just ain't quite got it together yet.
I'm going to take the 2.5.
You know that Dallas defense is cheek, so
and the Colts
take the over.
And the Cubs going to beat the brakes off of Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to take them 6.5 points easy.
I don't think I pick the Raiders no more this season unless they playing a conference game or it's the end of the year.
Check this game out, E-Man. It's really going to stun you. Miami Dolphins versus the Carolina Panthers.
I mean, some doo-doo games this week,
We
bro.
really have to vote this one. Let's skip it.
Look, if the Dolphins don't win this one, I think that starts the clock.
Yeah, that's when Leonard.
That give Uncle Leonard one more week before they pull the string.
Buccaneers and Seahawks. I'm going with the Buccaneers on the road, and I'm gonna take them with 7 points.
I think that's going to be an actually decent game. Remember, at one point, them two was teammates.
Yeah, you're right. And in Carolina,
Exactly.
who do you got?
I got the Bucks.
Tennessee Titans versus the Cardinals.
Come on, man. You killing me, bro.
And this is what
Killing me. You heard what
I take Arizona by 7.
Cam, the leader of that team, he say they ass. How can you believe in them at this point when the leader don't believe in them?
That lets you know that coach got to go too, man.
Absolutely.
It's gonna pick up a little bit though. E, give me a chance now. You got the Commanders and the Chargers.
It all depends.
Jayden Daniels back. Jayden Daniels.
Okay. But it's Scary Terry back.
You know what? I haven't heard any news on Scary Terry yet.
That's what I'm basing that decision on. Assuming that he's not, I gotta go with the Chargers. Assuming that he is,
Yeah,
I'm going with the Commanders.
I take the 2.5
I'll break down the Chargers.
to be safe with the Chargers right now. And you got another butt whooping coming, the Patriots and the Bills. But then these are trap games that the Patriots will beat the Bills.
Now, normally I would talk it about that one, but again, every team got that one team. And for the Bills, it's the Patriots.
I'm gonna go Buffalo, but I'm gonna go under the 7 points, though, man.
The good thing is the weather is pretty good all around the country this week, so that definitely helps in these situations. I gotta go with the Bills because they should win, but don't be surprised if it ain't the blowout you think it would be.
Monday should be pretty interesting too, man. You got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Now here it is, people.
That was not that bad, E.
When we talk about how Kansas City should eventually get back on the right track, they do got games like this coming up. Because right after this game, you know who they got next.
Yeah, they playing us.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Chiefs to win this one. But again, don't be surprised if it's close. And the key to this game, my man Travis Etienne. If he run the ball effectively against that defense and they control the clock and keep Mahomes off the field, they could do this.
Yeah, I'll take Kansas City by 3.5 on the road.
Yeah, I'll take that 3.5.
And that's all I have, E, man. Anything else you want to add, brother?
Okay, let's see. I had a couple of things to throw in the mix, didn't I?
Okay.
Give me a second as I think them out of my head. Yeah, basically, y'all, like I said, it's that time of year where all the sports is all kind of coming together at one time. So if we don't talk about some of y'all favorite sports or players, please don't get mad at us. We ain't trying to be on here for 3 or 4 hours. We trying to squeeze it on in. But if they your peoples, we got to talk about your peoples because we here for the people. So let us know in the comments or, on our various pages and whatnot. Okay, NBA is coming up, by the way, good people. Quick comments on the latest in that whole discussion with the whole Kawhi thing. You see he addressed it. What was your thoughts on that?
I look at it like, man, he was saying this was a while ago, and you guys are still dwelling on it. But then I still feel like it was some conspiracy when it came to it with, Steve Ballmer. But at the same time, man, I don't think it's enough for them to continue to hard nose get into this. And the sad part about it is, what's weird to me is they always on Kawhi Leonard's head. It ain't on him hard. What about Steve Ballmer? I mean, he was the one who was doing all the big investment into this place. Why not put it all on him?
I think if y'all investigated the greatest of all time in most people's mind, Michael Jordan, them years where we know the Bulls wasn't paying him what he was worth, not even close. But yet he was getting money from Nike and other places.
Gatorade and everywhere else.
Let's not forget about the whole gambling thing where people felt like that's why he went to baseball. If y'all dug into that like y'all probably should have, I'm probably sure you'll find stuff way worse than this Kawhi situation.
Yeah, agree.
Can we just move on from that?
I
Can
really
we?
like that,
And
man.
again, the whole is LeBron gonna sign, resign, trade? Let the man play. Figure that out around the trade deadline, okay? The fact that that's that big a deal already is because it's certain teams we feel like we got to talk about. Got to talk about the Cowboys. Got to talk about the Lakers. Got to talk about the Yankees. Stop with that, all right? And shout out to my man's young Wembanyama. He got his health back together. He looked good, man. They showed him in media day. He done bulked up a little bit. I'm looking very forward to what that San Antonio team looked like. And it made me think about something, Hugh. As we look at that WNBA finals and Becky Hammond probably winning her third title, she's not even supposed to be there right now.
She should have been with them Spurs.
That San Antonio job was hers.
Yeah, I agree. It was set up for her to have that job.
Exactly. And I do believe at some point in the next 3-4 years, either she ends up going back to the NBA and coaching, or Don Staley actually does get a job in the NBA.
Be surprised. I definitely.
Maybe even that doggone Kim Mulkey, possibly. I don't know. But it's going to happen, I think, before the end of the decade. That's pretty much what I got, Hugh. I can't think of nothing else. Oh, yeah, one last thing. The Ryder Cup was this weekend. Did you even know?
Yeah, because I know they was kind of clowning the U.S., man, and saying how we could have played much better.
I mean, without my man Tiger Woods, golf just ain't hitting right.
Nah, that just
Even though they advertise and they on TV, basic non-sports person, they just don't care without Tiger Woods. I mean, Scott Scheffler is the best golfer in the world. It ain't even close right now. He on that Tiger Woods type level even, but he just don't hit like Tiger hit, man.
No, he don't. Unfortunately, and that's just what it is right now. And in golf.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
Do your thing, man.
All right, man. Y'all already know what time it is. We appreciate you guys, and just want you to keep continually looking at us and our content. You can follow me on Instagram as Hoovy. That's WHOOVI. Pretty much all we doing is we advertising our stuff right now, man. We want to focus on us, our promos, and get our stuff out there. We want to get monetized. So we would like for y'all to click on them YouTube links and stuff we be sending, like and subscribe. I'm the sports guru to you at Facebook, where I usually put like the scores and the breaking news of everything for the most part that I feel like is interesting. And that, of course, I like to give a shout out to all the people at TikTok who've been showing me and Ian the love they've been showing as well. And you can get me the Hugh.Lee6 at TikTok as well. Thank you guys and all the people who are part of the family. I like to say thank y'all as well. There's so many people that it can sound like, an award ceremony, but y'all know who y'all are. We appreciate and love y'all, and thank you for y'all support.
Absolutely. Again, I'm gonna have to remember this week to put all my stuff in the comments at the bottom for y'all to follow me at the Nighthawk World ebook on TikTok and Eric Hawk 45 on Instagram. We ain't really been working with our Instagram as much. We're gonna get back to that. There was a question, Hugh, that one of the people had, the Dale Lee Hugh Lee thing. Could you explain all that to
Oh, with that. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. I had a bad situation that happened, man. When I had my first sports page, Pure to the Game, I put out something that I didn't supposed to put out and pissed off one of the owners. And I didn't know. And when we talked about it and I showed you the picture, you was like, damn, Hugh, you shouldn't have put that out there. And that caused them, Facebook, get a little nervous. And they was like, well, yeah, man, we definitely can't deal with that on here, man. And they made me voluntarily get rid of that page, and that's what happened. Hugh Lee is what people call me who really don't know me as well, but the people from my neighborhood know me as Dale Lee. They usually call me my middle name versus my first name. And if you call me Dale, for sure, I know you knew me for over 10 years. So that's why I said, well, yeah, let me go ahead and use Dale Lee versus the Hugh Lee, because I know that I don't have the rights to use that name no more on Facebook.
Right, and of course, for people, it all depends on when you knew me in life. Ebook, I'm EB, Eric B. I'm that other name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Whatever the case may be, it's me. Y'all see the face, what have you. But anyway, that's pretty much what we got for this week, y'all. We thank you. We thank everybody else in the network. I know we didn't show no shows Tuesday. That was technical difficulty. Don't worry. Some of them shows still coming on later on in the week. So check them out then, please. And thank you so very much. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for your boy to eat and take his medication. It's time for Hugh to chill and finish up watching that baseball. Get
Yes.
ready for the football this weekend. Throw the fingers up, Hugh. We'll